Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a special reading where I'm going to connect to my special guides. And when I say special guides, I mean I feel like there's certain guides that help me help guide you. And my belief is that my guides, our guides know each other, right? They all know each other. We all know each other. We're all connected in that way. It's just that right now we're on this human plane. So what I'm looking for in particular is just the energy moving forward, of course, but there are some things going on in the sky, and I don't really know that much about that part, but I know it has to do with Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus, I think, which is the influence I was born under, even though I'm a Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Anyway, I feel like I want to just look at that and what that means for you, for us, and anything that we need to hear. This is a place where I feel like, if your guides have been trying to send you a sign and you've been unsure, like, is that a sign? Should I follow that? And that's okay, ask them to send you a clearer sign. But I feel like, this is also a place where if you've missed certain signs, listen, why would your guides not jump right in here and be like, okay, well, this is where I'm going to give it to. I'm going to try to give her that sign or give him that sign that he's been looking for. So that's my goal. That's my goal. Okay, we're just going to calm our minds. This is the type of reading, just let go of control. Forget about your problems. Forget about everything that's causing you stress. And just try to let yourself go. And let yourself be open. Be open. Alright. We're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle for our words of wisdom. We're going to clarify with the Gilded Tarot. And I'm going to use the Light Seers. This is the one I was called to. I'm going to put you on hold real quick because I can hear a lawnmower and I want to shut my window. I do not want to be interrupted. 1 second. Okay, that was like a nanosecond. Alright, anyways, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with Mother Mary. Again, this is for all signs, all people. We have people from around the world, and I love that. If there's anything I've learned, is the saying is true. We're all looking for the same thing, right? Ultimately. All right. Mother Mary. Optimism. Optimism makes complete sense. The one thing I've learned doing tarot for all these years, and I call tarot, I feel like I'm reading energy is what I'm doing. The tarot cards just tell the story, like show me the story, but really what I'm doing is I'm feeling and reading the energy. And if there's anything I've learned is the more I can keep an optimistic mind, it just feels like the more reasons I have to be thankful. And it's really you who's manifesting, right? Oh, thank you for the blessing. And, God's like, well, my dear, you created that blessing through your optimism, your belief. All right. Well, I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Some of you are like, well, Sandy. And I think I have to say back to you, if I expect bad things to happen, well, they do. If I expect bad things to happen, well, they do. They don't let me down. But if I expect good things to happen, they do. Your optimism, your intention. 9/10 of the law. Okay. Let's give him a cut. And I'm going to let the story unfold because that's just what I feel like I'm meant to do. Trusting my intuition. All right, we have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups. You know, let's talk about the Five of Cups, though, for a second. Five of Cups is saying, where is your focus? Where is your focus? This is a 5, so some type of change would benefit you. I don't want to say is needed, but to benefit you, there's some type of change. And what could that change be? Well, she's focusing on all that she's lost. Look at all that I have lost. But what she's not focusing on is what's right behind her. 2 cups that have yet to be discovered. You know, sometimes you think that's it. That's it. My life is over. And then something shows. And it's like your life re-begins. It's a rebirth. So, optimism. Not on what I have lost. Listen, you may feel like you have every reason, and I get it. But it doesn't serve us. Well, with the wheel. Destiny. Time. Time keeps on ticking, ticking, ticking. Into the future. King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Just look at this king, though. This king is sitting on top of his mountain. And I'm saying his mountain because I feel like it was his mountain to climb. It was his mountain to conquer. And he did. I just got goosebumps. You know, I'm looking at this owl and it's just reminding me of the wisdom. Right? This is someone who, first of all, it's a swords, air, so it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But in these readings, I kind of like you just to kind of let go of that. Because this, to me, is about someone who, listen, I may have been in my head. I may have needed to learn how to communicate better. You know, I needed to trust within myself. You know, I feel like a lot of times when, I don't know. I feel like when other people hurt us on purpose, that it's coming from their own lack mentality. That's what I feel like this king. Like this king had to climb his own mountain. I can't do it for him. You can't do it for him unless you are the king. And this is male or female, by the way. You know, ultimately, when this king reaches the top of the mountain, what has he learned? Truth. Real truth. Real truth. Mental clarity. I've learned not to allow myself to overreact, overthink, or think everything's going to be doom, when just maybe, it's not. So I feel like this king has had a change of focus. Interesting, he's looking right at that wheel. Looking right at that wheel. And here's this person in the Five of Cups, she's looking at what she's lost. You know what I've just noticed though? She's sitting like at the water on the beach. So in a way, I feel like there's healing, or I almost feel like there's like comfort that wants to come to her. And I feel like it'll reach her. I feel like it'll eventually reach her. All right. We have the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. This page is on a path of knowledge, wisdom. Right, this is about building my physical world here, now, in this lifetime. I mean, the wisdom that I gain will last me for eternity. You know, every single time I become the Fool, which means every time there's a new path, I'm the Fool again, I can trust. Right? This can also speak as someone younger. Interesting, though, if that's the case, it's like their back are to each other. I almost feel like teacher and professor. I don't know. Well, let's keep going. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Ten of Cups coming under the wheel. Wow, that's a happy home. That's a home filled with love, unconditional love. You know, it's not a home that's promised not to have any problems, but it's a home where everyone in it has learned we help each other, right? We can help each other through the hard times. Could it be speaking about love? I don't know. But I know the Three of Cups coming before it would mean it's a reason to celebrate. It's on your wheel. Like, it is on your wheel. Maybe you don't believe it, right? You know, we open a reading with the 5, but here's the 5 of Cups, here's the 10 of Cups. And it's coming like, here's the 5 of Cups before the wheel, here's the 10 of Cups, or here's the 10 of Cups after the wheel. Maybe within this loss, there was some real wisdom I was able to gain. Five and a 3 is an 8. That's a new beginning. We have the Six of Pentacles. Interesting, I feel like this king has become much more... how do I say it? Like loving, but I feel more charitable, more giving. He's at the top of his mountain, so I know that, you know, this normally will speak of, you know, finding that balance between give and take. Sometimes it's easier to give than it is to receive, and I have to know how to do both. I have to know how to do both, and this can mean nothing about Pentacles. Just might be energy. I kind of love the Six of Pentacles because I feel like someone is finding their balance in this energy. Interesting, and you know, it's coming next to that 10 of Cups. You know, I'm thinking the 3 and the 3. Well, we do have the 3 right there. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know why I'm going so slow. The Sun. The Sun. Brand new day. You know, I can't count on anything, Sandy. Well, you can count on the sun coming up tomorrow morning. You can count on every day being a new opportunity. I know that's easier said than done. But it does take a little bit of your grit and gut to say, I'm making that decision that I'm not going to keep focusing on the things that I think I have lost, right? Because you have the 10 of Cups. What I have lost here, I'm gaining here. Oh, I'm covering it. I'm gaining here. How am I doing that? Through my point of view, my optimism, my intent, my belief in that all is possible. Why would it be possible for one and not for you? Sometimes those of us who were given the greatest challenges in this life, it's because we have the strongest souls. It's because our souls could handle it. Many times it's because we're old souls, and now we're ready for those difficult challenges. But we forget about that. We're born with amnesia for a reason. I feel like that is part of the soul's lesson. Watching how the soul expands through life, right? Sometimes it's defeated, depleted, and other times it's overfilled. What am I holding? The sun. So I am doing this reading in August, but I kind of want you to forget about that, because I feel like this is the type of reading, like, it's meant to find you in your time. And I hope that you find it. Well, I trust that you will. I'm leaving it at that. I don't know why I said hope. The sun. What I love about the sun is complete illumination. There's really nothing I got to fear, because the sun illuminates all the corners, right? Nothing can hide. Nothing can hide. This has anything to do with this king. This king is at the top of his mountain, right? He has conquered his mountain. Doesn't mean it's his only mountain, right? Doesn't mean I only have one mountain I have to conquer. Maybe I have several. Maybe I have that adventurous spirit, or maybe I should try to take on more of an adventurous spirit, right? I look at my challenges as a mountain. Well, I'm going to climb that mountain. The sun is mirrored by the Three of Cups. And I just have to say, it's like I don't want to bring this down at all, but I feel like part of a past energy that might have gotten you, or gotten why something was lost. I feel some of it might have been, could have been alcohol related. This could also speak about two people who have, were meant to go different paths for a period, right? One is it's like almost like one's going to school and the other is taking this different route through life, right? Like one is taking, I'm learning through books, but also adventure. But I feel like this one's learning mainly through adventure. I feel like when this king, well, he already has, or at least let's say after the wheel, conquers this mountain, I have a feeling he's going to show others how to conquer theirs. Okay, let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Knight of Wands. I feel like the Knight of Wands carries the energy of optimism. I may be doing this reading right now because there may be something that's about to happen. Knight of Wands talks about, I often feel like it's energy that's rushing in. And sometimes that can feel chaotic, right? That can throw me off, throw me off kilter. But normally it's a good type of energy. It's an energy, I feel like also it's energy that's inspiring you. It's trying to inspire you. And maybe it is to make a change in your life, right? Maybe it is to think more about you and what it is, how you want your world to be. Don't forget, you were given, this is your life, right? You were given this individual life to create. I don't know many people who say I have learned more through my joy than my unhappiness. Most of us learn when we fall to our knees. It's like, when we seek the light, that's when we find the light. Okay. I don't want to make this too long. And I know some of you love long readings, and I know some of you don't. And I take all that in consideration, but honestly, once I sit down at the table, however long it wants to take, I give it. But I do feel like those are the cards I was meant, hello, Two of Cups on the bottom, I was meant to take. So again, you have the wheel. You have someone who's conquered a mountain. You have someone who It's interesting because, you know, I feel like if this is relating to love, this is like the Sun with the Ten of Cups in the same row. These are all beautiful cards together. But I love the Sun and the Ten of Cups because, you know, I feel like the Sun is when you're like being your inner child. Listen, some of you could talk about someone of a younger time. Look at the energy in the Sun. Look at her. She is wide open. Wide open. There's not one part of her that's closed off to what can be. Even if it's just the beginning. And that's what an 8 is. A new beginning. Beginning. She's wide open to it. Alright. I don't know if I cut my cards. You know why I don't know that sometimes? Because I'm so into the reading, I'm not paying attention to what my hands are doing. I had one person leave me because of that. And I thought, my God. Wow. Alright, interesting. Now, so we have the Five of Cups, and now we have the Five of Pentacles coming over it. So this tells me that something happened that was against your, let's say, control. You know, the Five of Pentacles is like, you know, where my hands are tied. You know, I often feel it's like the Tower behind it. And it is pushing you. It is pushing you. But what I love about the Five of Pentacles, first of all, change, right? Even though this change may be not what I think that I want, right? But maybe that's because I don't know where I'm going yet, right? So I think I want what I have, like what I had. That's what I want. But you don't know what is yet to be discovered. And when you think about your energy that you put out, your intention, think about your intention going out and then it coming back. So if I think of that and start to create from that, even when things happen that feel like they're outside of my control, I feel like, truth be told, it could even be because, you know, maybe you have resisted what feels like change. Maybe it's your spirit guides getting you ready, because this Knight of Wands, again, can be rushing in. Well, in these two fives, they're in, like, it's almost like they're outside the world. Like this one, she is, you know, she's kind of like crouched down in a corner. Her head is down. Same thing. But what's behind her? A key. A key. A key that unlocks the door. The next door. Here's the wheel. This is why optimism came out. I expected things to happen, and therefore they do. I know it now. I knew it then. But, like, these two fives coming over each other. You know, and what I love about the Five of Pentacles is what I was going to say is I know that your next stop is the Six of Pentacles. Well, this king is attached to that. I don't know. But he is attached to that Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, I feel like, is a time when, listen, I may have been living around karmic energy. Excuse me, karmic people. And now I feel like I'm moving, and listen, if I was, that's because there were lessons. That's all. There are lessons. Sometimes you're the teacher and sometimes you're the student. Again, the Sun. I'm open to all. Listen, even the experience, it probably taught you something that maybe you figure out down the road. So from the 5, she's moving to the 6. This is in time period when I'm moving towards soulmate energy. What does that mean? I feel like, well, first of all, it means that people get me. People understand me. They see the broken parts of me and they're fine with that. You know, I know sometimes it's like you do a tarot reading and it's like, oh, Four of Swords comes out, healing, taking time out. But sometimes we can't take a time out. Sometimes we have to keep on moving. I feel like trust as much as you can, because I feel like these fives, again, change. Why? Because the wheel is right next to it, your destiny. You know, well, was this not part of my destiny? Yes, but that was part of your karmic lessons. Even if this speaks of love, and even if it speaks to someone of the past, I don't feel like they come to the table as that same person. Okay, let's keep going. Well, hello, Empress. You know, I just want to say, I feel like there's someone out there who may have gotten pregnant and, like, you know, I got pregnant, I told my partner, and then my partner split. And something like this. Now, this is nothing I'm saying is going to happen. It would have happened. It would have been what these fives are all about, right? And I just want to put that out there. But I want to say in the same breath, like, I feel like you're going to be okay. You know, because I feel like there will be someone who will love you as a package deal. And I feel that strongly, so I had to put that message out there. I also want to say that I feel many of you have mothers who have crossed over, who are very, what's the word I want to say, very involved in your life. No, I can't see them, right? I can't touch them. That doesn't mean you can't feel them. Energy. Now, the Empress coming over the wheel. Let's talk about this. We have these two fives, right? Listen, the Empress is someone who I feel like has walked down every single path. And each path, like each number means something. Like I feel like when you get to the 9, let's say of Pentacles, well, that's probably not the best one to use, but each one talks about reflection. I feel like 9 talks about final reflection. Why? Because I'm moving towards this 10, which means a closing of a door most of the time. This is telling me that someone's energy has, you know, if you're not there yet, this is you moving to the Empress energy. What's different about me? Well, I'm using all my experiences as now my wisdom instead of my kryptonite. The Empress is very loving and nurturing and strong and creative. She's all the queens. We are all the queens. We are all the kings. This is knowing myself, at least knowing myself much better. Interesting, because the Empress sits on the wheel, which comes down to the 10 of Cups. So does this King, right? They're connected. Okay, let's keep going. We have the 8 of Swords coming over this King. And then we have, interesting, we have 2 pages. So we have the Page of Wands now over the Page of Pentacles. This could be about 2 younger people. Right? They each had their own mountain to climb. 8 of Swords says that this King at one time, and the swords would make sense. At one time this, and maybe both. But this is about like a self-created prison, right? I put protection around me. You know, I feel like if I'm a spirit, I put other spirits in front of me, and then a line of spirits in front of them, and a line of spirits in front of them. What I'm doing is I'm using them to stop the energy from reaching me. I feel people do that too. Definitely, I feel people do that. You know, it reminds me, I don't know why, like all of a sudden I'm thinking of like, you know, like the high school bully. You know, I knew a high school bully who bullied me, and then I'd had enough and I turned around and punched her. And I know that's not right, but I have to say, it ended. It stopped. Right? I had to confront it instead of run from her. I had to take my power back. She had her gang, right? And it was her gang she would use, but you knew it was coming from her. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm talking about this other than I feel like someone may have been that way. Now, I don't mean a bully, but I'm just using it as an example. But this is someone who had created, you know, listen, this might also be someone who went on like a solitude type of path. What do I mean by that? I mean, you know, I'm thinking of Cat Stevens all of a sudden. I don't know if any of you know Cat Stevens. One of my faves. But I believe he went to India to study. I forget who he studied under for years, and has come back, and his music has definitely changed. Why am I saying all that? Because I feel like this is someone who chose solitude in some way. That doesn't mean they were alone. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's what they felt like they had to do. But nonetheless, I feel like this person has conquered that. Do I think the Empress and the King might be these two pages? I do, for some of you. I do, because I feel like it's saying, you know, if I'm back here in these fives, you know, I may think love will never exist again. I may never have, you know, a partner, you know, like I wanted, you know, but I feel like you have to look at things differently. You know, yes, you've lost. Yes, we all have. We all have. But sometimes I think, like, you think that you had love, and you had love, but then you meet, or even if this is someone of a past time, they're younger selves, right? They're both come to the table wise, and they both share the wheel. That's why I'm saying that. I lost track of what I was trying to say, though. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what I was meant to do. Anyway. I see this man, you know, I'm saying man, it could be a woman, but I don't know. For some reason, I see that knife and I think like a hunter, or a survivalist. Is that the word? But yet at the same time, I feel like I feel the energy of, I don't know why, but I feel the energy of this king perhaps teaching, or maybe it's something that's yet to come, where teaching others. Okay, let's keep going. Well, okay. Look what flipped over in the deck. The marriage card. Okay, so we've, so far, two major arcanas. Oh, this isn't a major arcana. This is. They flipped over. We have two cards that flipped over. They're in the upright, so we want to look at them first. We have the Star. This is the card of Aquarius. This is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. This is about you manifesting them. Not just like, oh, my hopes, my dreams, my wishes. No, this is about me actively manifesting. I'm not just going to think about them. I'm going to bring them to me. How can I possibly do that? Through my energy, through my intention. Now, I'm not saying you're making anybody do anything against their will. That's not what I mean at all. Because I feel like if there's like energy that, you know, listen, maybe someone's not giving you what you need, then you need to go get what you need, right? You need to, like, I don't know. I feel like you give them so much time, but, you know, self-respect has to come first. If you don't, you know, if you don't love me enough, you know, I feel like what I want to say, then just let me be, let me go. If you can't give me what my heart needs, then let me be free. Let me be free. And then look at this. We have the Four of Wands. I got goosebumps again. This is the marriage card. You know, how am I going to title this where it's going to reach the people it needs to reach? I'll figure it out. This is the marriage card. Coming over the Ten of Cups, connected to the Wheel, connected to the Empress, that's also connected to this King. Wow. You know, is it that easy, Sandy? No. That's why these fives came out first, because how can this be if this still exists, right? If I'm still in that type of energy, how could this type of energy be? They can't. They're like magnets. They, you know, turned around. They, what's the word? Retract each other. Can't. Four of Wands is a commitment card. Listen, I feel like some may be wishing for that, hoping for that, praying for that. And I feel like if that is so, I feel like you're being answered. And your answer is starting with the fives. That's where we start, right? Starting with optimism. If I need to know, like, how do I begin this type of life? I got to look at the fives. You've got to have that awareness, because it talks about change. And even if the change feels difficult for the time being, that's temporary. My dear, that is temporary. That you can trust. You know, and the more, listen, even if you're just seeking the light, like, okay, Sandy, it's hard for me to, like, be optimistic. Okay, well then just seek the light. Seek the light. But also seek your own truth. And that means if people or someone is not giving you what your soul needs, and this has nothing to do about anger, any of that. It's just the truth and a realization, like, if my soul is not fulfilled, maybe it's time to go. One person is not going to make me ruin the rest of my life. Like, that is giving power away. Okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore. But, so with the commitment card, what do we have here? We have the Eight of Cups. Interesting, because we have the Eight of Swords right above the Eight of Cups. And Six of Pentacles coming underneath that. Boy, do I feel like this is someone who has softened in life. Softened in life. I feel like this is someone, and I'm looking at the King, by the way, the King of Swords. Again, I do feel like this Eight, and listen, maybe the Eight of Swords both shared that also. And that's kind of like that self-created prison. There's definitely a truth I don't want to know in there. You know, it's like a blindfold I'm wearing. At the same time, now we have the Eight of Cups. This is where someone did listen, it's almost like, well, I was climbing that mountain. I had time to reflect upon my emotional house, my mental house, and I realized, like, maybe I myself was selfish, right? I held back. I put a wall. But I've learned. Again, eights, new beginnings. Fives, change. Interesting too, because even the person in this Eight of Cups feels like, you know, with this walking stick, again, he just feels very natural in nature. I don't know. I feel something about a moon sign, and I'm just going to throw that out there. Almost like, or something by the moonlight. I want to put that out there. All right. Oh my God. Look at this. The Ten of Pentacles. So not only do you have the Ten of Cups, you now have the Ten of Pentacles, and it's coming right under the sun, right over the sun. Wow. I mean, wow. Look at this. You have the Four of Wands coming over the Ten of Cups. This is marriage or a commitment. These are two people who couldn't imagine being anywhere else. I don't think back here in the Five of Cups, I realized that this could even exist. Not in this manner. Ten of Cups. Now, if that's not good enough, you have the Sun that's illuminating the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like whoever this Page of Pentacles, if it's a person, I feel like they've learned, or they're learning a lot, and I feel like true success will find them, will find you, whoever, whichever. And again, it's like almost two different paths. If I'm talking about two different people, or maybe I'm just talking about two different people. And one I feel was more about solitude, and I needed to figure, like, you know, there was nobody who could figure it out for me. I had to figure it out for myself. I feel like someone who was learning about communication and really learning how to be great at it, but also honesty and truth first. And I also feel the same thing with the Empress. Like, the Empress wouldn't stand for anything but the truth. But, I mean, come on. Here's a commitment. Here's the marriage card. And then the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. You know, it's a question I ask often. Can we truly have it all? And I feel like the answer is yes. I feel like the answer is yes. Like, we can certainly live in this loving home, and that home be abundant. You know, in the Ten of Pentacles, you know, for some, can I be rich? Well, I feel like if that's your intention. But I feel like this is where I'm feeling very comfortable. I probably have more than I need. And by the way, what I love is the Six of Pentacles here. If I do have more than I need, I give. Wow. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to leave you to come up with your own conclusions with an open mind and an open heart. But I do want to read optimism. I feel like it's important. Okay. This card counsels you to look for the blessings within your present situation, no matter how dire it seems. What have you learned from it? In what ways are you stronger now? As you see the current blessings, you attract more into your life. Mother Mary guides you to approach your life from a standpoint of gratitude. Optimism is a form of faith and trust in God. Studies show that optimistic people enjoy many health benefits. You can develop this trait by saying or by praying, God, please let me see this situation through your eyes. You unveil the light and love that currently reside within this situation. Be optimistic about your future, as it is created by your present moment decisions and actions. Be optimistic about your future, as it is created by your present moment decisions and actions. Wow, that's what all these fives are here for. I feel your guides pulling you here, and I love it. So be it. As above, so below. I almost feel like this is about creating your heaven on earth. As above, so below. I love you guys. I pray you come to the table, or at least you leave the table with a very open mind and a very open heart. You know, look at this person like wide open to all that can be. Empress, I don't need to fear, right? Because I have so much wisdom that I've gained through my troubles and my hardships. But ultimately, it left me much wiser. Maybe I feel weak, but that's temporary. You're not weak. You know, when you remember that you're a spiritual being, think about that. You're a spiritual being having a human life. Think about that. That's power. I love you guys. I will see you next time at my table, or at our table. What I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. See you next time.